Hey guys, so today we're going to bust the myth for our psychology class. Myth number 21. People who have a hard time recalling recent events, like what they had for lunch yesterday, have a poor short-term memory. We're going to make the claim that this myth is false, and here's why. First, we're going to begin by defining short-term memory as a brief period in time which we were consciously aware, or when sensory memory enters consciousness. Its duration is about less than 30 seconds. Also, this is where our present cognitive reasoning occurs, which is our problem solving, reasoning, and decision making. Quite relevant example of these would be the sensory memory that you picked up on within the last couple of slides. By this definition alone, courtesy of Mr. Griggs, it's clear that this myth is false, because what you had for lunch yesterday falls directly into what we call our long-term memory. We can define long-term memory as the memory stage in which information is stored for a long period of time. The capacity for long-term memory is essentially unlimited. Here's a brief explanation of how a short-term memory becomes a long-term memory, the process. We have external events that are picked up by sensory memory. This memory is then encoded into our short-term and working memory. For the information that sticks, it is then encoded into our long-term memory. So, let's have a general recap and quick clarification of debunking the myth. Let's stick with the example of forgetting what you had for lunch the previous day. Since short-term memory only consists of the sensory memory that had occurred within the last 30 seconds, yesterday is basically no longer relevant. Forgetting what you had yesterday is far gone into your long-term memory. Trying to remember what you had yesterday would actually be considered recalling the information, a term to define one way of retrieving information from your long-term memory. To be very clear, this myth was not only to pertain to long-term memory, but also, if you can't remember what you had for lunch yesterday, it's really considered a difficulty with long-term memory. Alright guys, that's all for now. Thank you for watching.
Created using Powtoon.